segment will not play, but you get it. Here's player parallels. All right. For this segment, this is a very interesting segment. Player parallels. We'll pick up a team, and then we'll discuss the counterparts of the players to a certain group of or ensemble of people. You know. So for this edition of Player Parallels, we will take on the 2023 Denver Nuggets, who recently won the championship. They recently beat the Miami Heat in 6 games, and we will find each of the 8-man rotation. So that's Jamal Murray, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, who else? Aaron Gordon, Michael Porter Jr., Nikola Jokic, Jeff Green, Bruce Brown, and Christian Brown. All 8 of those guys, we will find a specific Avenger. Okay, so this is Marvel Edition. So who is the Avenger counterpart of the 2023 Denver Nuggets? All right, so it's okay if we repeat choices as long as we give great points on why we chose.
All right.
Okay, since I'll go first. I don't know if you prepared. I didn't. So I'm just shooting blanks over here. So I'll start with Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray. You might not like this, but his Avenger counterpart, it's Hawkeye. It's Hawkeye.
What?
You know what? Because of the blue arrow.
Celebration? Is that what it is?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
That's my reasoning. That's my reasoning, you guys.
Okay.
Hey, who's next? Miguel, you go next.
Jamal Murray for me. I think he's like the secondary guy to that team. He might be Canadian, but since we're talking about Avenger counterparts, Captain America.
No.
I mean, he's not American, but since we're not just talking about like Avenger counterparts,
Yeah.
he's secondary to me, who is the leader of the team, who is Nikola Jokic. He's the secondary, so he's Captain America.
Come on, man. Why'd you do that to me?
Okay, what about you, Juan? Who is the Avenger counterpart of Jamal Murray?
Well, as I said, it's Captain America for me. Even though he's Canadian, he's the secondary guy, and we can compare Captain America's struggles after the blip, with Jamal Murray's struggles when he was injured. Then he had to redeem himself in Endgame, and he did this all day. Right? So
that's true.
There's the parallel there. So in terms of redemption,
you're able to provide a better reason for why. I just said it because he's like the secondary guy, but you were able to provide a much deeper comparison. Yeah.
All right. So for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, KCP, I don't know if you're gonna like my reasoning, my pick for this, but he's Black Widow. Because he's disposable.
What?
I mean, he's a 3-and-D guy. How many 3-and-D guys are there in the NBA? There's a lot. So he's disposable. And Black Widow, I mean,
I don't think Black Widow is disposable. That is.
They needed her, man. They needed her sacrifice, man.
If we're talking about the MCU, just the MCU. If we're talking about the comic books and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Black Widow is just she just exists, sort of.
Yeah.
Because she's not really someone you would recognize, and I don't think non-fans of just the Marvel universe in general, not just the MCU, I don't think people would just easily recognize Black Widow if it wasn't for the MCU. But since we're talking about the MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, yeah, he's Black Widow is very important to the MCU.
I mean, he was disposed. He was disposed by Thanos to get that Soul Stone. So I don't know, man. Okay, who's your pick then? Oh, for KCP, Miguel.
She sacrificed herself, which is very important for us to remember that she sacrificed herself for the greater good. Okay.
Yes, she did.
So it's
But it
not
could have
like,
been anyone.
it's not like they disposed of her. She sacrificed herself. She willingly chose.
I mean, have you seen her solo film? It's pretty much trash. I'm okay.
It's entertaining.
It's
it has some entertainment value. It's not
Yeah.
really
Yeah,
like
it does.
the
It does.
best
Yeah.
Marvel movie.
Yelena stole.
Yeah,
that movie.
Yeah.
I think Yelena stole
Yeah.
spotlight for that movie. But anyway, if we start talking about the MCU, we're gonna be here another hour, maybe.
Yeah.
So
That's for a
get
different
back-
podcast, I guess.
Let's get back on track. KCP, a 3&D guy who has experience, let's see, it's a little tougher. I was not able to prepare for this because I didn't think we were able to record today because we got our internet connection back like maybe 6 hours ago. And but
Yeah.
at that point I didn't know that we were gonna record today, so I was able to prepare. But for KCP, it's a little tougher. A veteran who I think was able to provide some of that experience to help the team win. Wow, this is
It's
tough.
tough. But I do have one in mind now, so
Okay, I'm
don't
gonna
think
Okay, I hope that we don't pick the same. I'm going to say Falcon. Veteran,
Oh, okay.
veteran who
Yeah.
had experience before he even joined the Avengers, right? Like he's not
Yeah.
just like he didn't suddenly just get his abilities from from some weird radiation thing. He wasn't suddenly just imbued with powers. Even before he joined the Avengers, I think he was an army veteran or he was in the Air Force
Yeah,
or
yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
And same with KCP, he was already doing work with the Lakers, won a championship with them, and he's I think since he was in the backcourt, he's in the backcourt with what's his name, Jamal Murray. Same way that Captain America and Falcon are like a pretty solid duo.
1 and 2.
Yeah, one and
Alright.
pretty
Alright.
solid. So that's my guy.
Good reason. What about you, Juan? KCP?
So
Avengers.
he didn't take my pick,
All
but he
right.
said radiation, right? So KCP for me is the Hulk, right? So
Oh, okay.
right, I mean the MCU powered down Hulk, so I can compare KCP to them. If it was comic Hulk, there's no question about it. It's Jokic for comic Hulk. It's basically unstoppable. But since MCU powered down Hulk, I can just say
They
that
did.
the Avengers needed two ways, right? The two ways of Hulk and Banner. So they were able to use Banner as a mind, and they use the brute force of Hulk. So just like with the Nuggets, KCP was a two-way play for them. So he's getting timely shots on offense and getting it done on defense. So I'll give them the
That's-
MCU Hulk.
That's good. For me, okay, we're going to Michael Porter Jr., right? Because he's the starting small forward. For me,
Small
Michael
forward,
Porter Jr. is the Hulk. You know why? Because Hulk doesn't think anything other than smash, and MPJ doesn't think I don't know. He doesn't do anything other than shoot. So that's
Yeah,
my thing.
Okay.
That's true. That's a good one.
That's
a
pretty
good
funny.
one.
That's
Man.
pretty funny.
That's a good one,
Okay.
man. Yeah.
I see all your picks are on the funny side today.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're on the
I
funny
guess.
side today, yeah.
That's
What about
good.
you, Miguel?
This is
MPJ.
where I'm going to put Hawkeye. Hawkeye is to MPJ because of
Makes
just
sense.
being sharp.
Shooting.
I mean, MPJ misses a lot more than Hawkeye does. Hawkeye barely
okay.
misses. Hawkeye barely
That's true.
misses. But when it comes to just who are you going to go to when it's time to hit a long range shot? I think the
Yeah.
primary option would have to be MPJ. The same way that who are you going to go to when you need to take down a target from long range? in the MCU, it's Hawkeye. It's like, you know,
All right,
but
that's
let-
good.
But here's a bit of a knock. I like Hawkeye. I like Hawkeye personally, but another point of comparison is that, like you said, MPJ is very a one-dimensional guy. He just shoots.
Yeah.
Hawkeye is just this one-dimensional guy. He's got a
So
bow
he
and
used
arrow.
arrows.
He's
I
got a
mean,
bow
the
and
first
arrow.
film he ran out of arrows.
Well, yeah. I mean, he can maybe throw punches. That's part of the training, and
Yeah,
part of just the bare minimum to be able to
Bare minimum.
join. The bare minimum to be able to join the NBA is to hit a layup, I would say. And
Yeah.
the bare minimum to be able to join the Avengers is to be able to at least use your fist every now and then when it comes time to do so. So I would say that's MPJ is Hawkeye.
All right.
Okay, who's
Right.
MPJ for you,
So,
Juan?
I was also going for Hawkeye, right? Since he's gonna same analogy,
Yeah.
but to be different, I'm gonna compare MPJ to Star Lord, man. I'm gonna go Star Lord on
Oh,
MPJ
Okay.
because he made a lot of mistakes. Well, maybe not mistakes, but bad judgment in terms of shooting, right? In the
Yeah.
playoffs, well, towards late the playoffs. So I'm gonna compare it to what Star Lord did, and they were on the verge of winning, and just where's Gamora? And he just smashed a knocked out Thanos, and he just woke up, and they get snapped. So yeah, I'm gonna just say bad judgment. Go MPJ
Yeah.
and Star Lord. Right?
Okay.
So,
Okay.
That's
since
good, that's good.
since I can't use Hawkeye, so
I mean,
we should have different
yeah.
answers. Yeah, alright. So
It's
me.
It's okay to to pick the
Yeah,
exact
it's okay to
same
repeat the
guy for
answers.
well, yeah,
Yeah.
but just for
I
conversations.
To be unique.
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah,
it. I
yeah.
feel it.
Makes sense.
You know.
Okay, so for Aaron Gordon,
Nice.
we're going for
Oh,
Aaron
yeah.
Gordon. Aaron Gordon is flashy, he's showy, he's high flying, he's thunderous. So he's going to be Iron
Okay.
Man because that's what Iron Man is. He's a showman. He likes the tension. He likes the pizzazz. So he's Iron Man for me. Okay.
Ain't that rich?
What about you, Miguel? Yeah, he's not that rich though.
The thing that stands out to you is very different when it comes to what stands out to me. Because what stood out to me was that Aaron Gordon was surprisingly the best defender for the
Oh, yeah,
Nuggets.
that's true.
But I'm not going to say Iron Man because I said defender. I'm tempted to say Iron Man for Aaron Gordon because he was the best defender, and Iron Man is Earth's
Yeah.
greatest defender. But I mean, I don't know, man. Aaron Gordon. Yeah, okay, fine. Iron Man just because of that. He was the greatest defender, and he sacrificed himself, his body. But I don't know. I think the things that Aaron Gordon have accomplished thus far individually pales in comparison to what Iron Man has done.
Yeah, that's true.
But just for the sake of saying that he's the Nuggets' greatest defender, best defender, he's that guy. He's Iron Man.
All right, that's
Alright.
good.
So for me, I'm not gonna go Iron Man. So Aaron Gordon, it's not as better. This is not a better analogy than my previous three. Just gonna go with their body. Aaron Gordon is massive, so I'm gonna just compare him to Thor since they have the similar biceps,
Oh.
right? Yeah, so
That's good.
and
Yeah.
Thor came from Asgard to help Earth, and Aaron Gordon came
Yeah.
from Orlando
To help.
to help the Nuggets,
To help the
right? So
Nuggets.
yeah, I'm gonna go with Thor. I'm gonna go with
Okay.
Thor for
It's magic.
since they, yeah, and the biceps, man. I think they have
Okay.
like
Okay.
the same biceps.
That's true. That's good. Okay, so for the center, Nikola Jokic,
Jokic.
two-time MVP, is Captain America because he leads his team very well. That's just my reason. That's it. No other reason. What about you, Miguel?
This is where I'm going to put Thor. Actually, for me, Nikola Jokic is Thor.
Ah,
Um,
makes sense.
here's the thing. Since you compared bodies previously, Juan, you remember when Thor was just fat?
Oh yeah, bro, Thor, man. Yeah,
but,
yeah,
This is fat.
yeah.
but that's not all,
yeah.
right? I mean,
Yeah.
Thor can do anything. I think Thor
Yeah.
is
Probably the strongest
so
Avenger,
versatile,
right?
strongest Avenger, I
Yeah.
think. And if it wasn't for the fact that he likes, he clowns all the time, he'd probably be the leader of the Avengers. But
Yeah.
here's the thing: Nikola Jokic is like unintentionally funny. I think. I find him funny, and Thor is funny, so that's a solid comparison.
Yeah, that's nice.
But kidding aside, the Avengers, I don't think they would have won anything if it wasn't for Thor.
Yeah.
And
That's true. Makes sense.
and the Nuggets can't win anything without Jokic.
Yeah.
So I don't know if Jokic ever had existential crisis like Thor did, wherein they had to think about whether they were worthy or not. But
Yeah.
another thing that I could see, like Jokic won MVP back to back, but they failed to win the championship because of they had hurdles, and Thor in the same way overcame hurdles and had to question whether
Yeah.
he was worthy or not to ultimately win against their greatest enemy in Thanos. So that's my comparison for Jokic.
All right. So
Okay,
for me,
Juan, who is Jokic?
I'm just gonna with Iron Man. IQ. Jokic, but Jokic's like basketball IQ is off the charts, and Tony's the smartest man on earth. And we can just dissect other of Tony's qualities and just compare it to Jokic. His money is passing for Jokic, right? So then Tony's money. So there's those comparisons, and he can just pass, rebound, and Tony can do a lot of stuff. Not just smarts, not just reach, but he's a strategist, and he's got this armor for it. So I'm going with Iron Man for the Joker. Maybe we should do DC next time. There's the Joker.
We could.
Yeah,
That's true. Okay, so for me, let's go in for the last three players, right? First off is Christian Brown. For me, he's Spider-Man. He's young, he's willing to do anything, he's ready.
Damn it.
Yeah, he's ready to step up. And he's won on his own back in college and high school, right? So, yeah. Christian Brown is Spider-Man.
God damn it.
Okay. I actually had something for Christian Brown, but here's the thing: it might get a little bit convoluted. But to me, Christian Brown is actually also Spider-Man. But I was gonna say he's more like Miles Morales Spider-Man. It's his own
okay,
little
interesting.
thing. Like, yeah, he's young and he's proven himself as someone, but he hasn't really stepped up into the big leagues. It's still his own little pocket of the universe, still his own little world. And in that same way, Christian Brown was already a winner. Brown or Braun or however. You can't spell your name Braun and say Brown. I think
Brown.
so. A commentator pointed this out. Some NBA analysts already pointed this out. You can't spell your name Braun and say Brown. I don't remember which analyst that was, but I
think it's Jeff.
Maybe it's Jeff, man.
Yeah, maybe it's Jeff Van Gundy.
Anyway, Brown to me is Miles Morales, which I definitely goes away from being an Avenger, but he is still Spider-Man. But for those reasons, he's won in his own little,
sense. It makes sense.
small thing, but he hasn't stepped up into the big leagues. But he's honest with it.
Yeah. So
Okay. What about you, Juan?
I mean, we all have the same answers here, because he's young. He was a rookie, so it's Spider-Man for me, for Christian Brown or Braun, whatever how you pronounce his name, right? So, because I can compare him to the Civil War Spider-Man, wherein he's not the star, and he was just needed. He was just there to provide energy whatever Jokic told him to do, or whatever Iron Man, told Spider-Man to do, when they meet up. So yeah, I'll go with Spider-Man.
That's a good pick. Okay, so we're moving on to Bruce Brown. Now this one, he has Brown
It's
spelled
the real
correctly.
Brown.
It's the real Brown. For me, I think he is War Machine, because War Machine isn't really like an official member. Like they didn't make it. He makes cameos. Like in Age of Ultron, he was in the party, and he was in the final battle, but not also at the film. And then same thing with the Infinity War. So Bruce Brown is now gone. He's not with the Nuggets anymore. So that's just my point.
For me, Bruce Brown, this is where my list gets a little bit cheaty because Bruce Brown is Peter Parker.
He gets two Spider-Man.
Yeah, I get two Spider-Man.
Come
on,
Two
man.
different Spider-Mans.
That's cheating.
I
That's
told you
cheating.
my list gets a little bit cheaty because I think
Which
yeah,
Peter Parker though? You have 3 Peter Parkers in the
Peter
MCU.
Parker, the most recent Peter Parker. Peter Parker
Alright,
who
so it's
always
Tom
has
Holland.
always has issues with home. Either he's far from home or on the way home or
Or Homecoming.
That's a
homecoming.
funny-
Here's the thing
That's a funny reason.
with Bruce Brown, I don't know if he's ever home because he keeps moving around the league. Which
Oh,
is,
that's true.
right? We thought he
So he's
found his
basically,
home. Yeah, basically.
it's
we thought-
basically Bruce Brown No Way Home. Right?
yeah, Bruce Brown, no way home. we thought Bruce Brown found his home with the Nuggets. We're like,
Yeah.
even Mike Malone was like, he's gonna stay with the Nuggets and
Yeah.
so on and so forth. And we thought that Tom Holland's Peter Parker was like, he's finally found his home. He's
Then he-
great, he's
yeah.
doing well, and then he had to have Doctor Strange erase everyone's memories because
Yeah.
they know that he's
Stupid-
Spider-Man.
Stupid platform.
Right?
Man.
Very very ridiculous plot point, but
Yeah.
here's the thing with
Yeah.
Bruce Brown. In the same way, we thought he found his home, and now suddenly he's in a place where it's not his home, and we don't know if this is
Indiana,
going to
man.
be his home. We don't know if he's going to stay with Indiana. In the same way that we don't know who the next Spider-Man is going to be, who the next Peter Parker is going to be.
Yeah.
No, they're gonna. I swear they're going to go with someone younger again because they just keep getting younger and younger. The next Peter Parker,
Yeah.
Aunt May is going to be 20 years old, and Peter Parker is going to be 8 years old or something. That's what it's gonna be like. Because they keep getting younger for some reason. But anyway, that's just a little aside
Yeah.
for Peter Parker. You can give your pick on.
Alright. So in defense of Aunt May in the MCU, she's pretty old in MCU. She just looked young, man. Yeah, I mean Marisa Tomei is practically
That's true.
ageless. so for Christian Brown, for Bruce Brown, I'm probably gonna go with Doctor Strange for Bruce Brown, because in terms of, I think he was the missing piece for the Nuggets to win a championship, and Doctor Strange was key in beating Thanos in Endgame, since he was basically hinting at what's gonna happen for Tony, and Tony eventually figured it out, right? So yeah, just a comparison there. So yeah, Doctor Strange for Bruce Brown, who's
Interesting.
allegedly the baby daddy of Lana Rhodes. So
Okay, I thought it was Blake Griffin. But anyway, last man on the 8-man rotation, because we don't have much time,
Old Man Green.
is Jeff Green. And because he's old, I'm picking Thor. Because Thor is like 1,000 years old.
He's
So
old.
I mean,
Yeah,
I never,
that's true.
I did forget about Thor. Okay, so I just saved him for the best.
Yeah.
Okay, so Miguel.
Okay. In the same way that you save your best for the last one, Jeff Green, Nick Fury. I would say he's what Jeff Green
What?
is.
He's just old.
Old as well. Here's the thing, right?
I mean,
Nick Fury.
Well, that's true. They're both old.
Nick Fury is always just kind of around.
It's just there.
Jeff Green is always around, and here's the thing: a casual wouldn't realize the impact that Nick Fury has.
Yeah.
In the same way that a casual would not realize the impact that someone like Uncle Jeff Green has. You know,
Yeah. That's
Both-
great. That's a great
both
one.
Jeff Green and Nick Fury, they have an impact that you wouldn't necessarily recognize immediately if you are only looking at it at a surface level. So to me, Uncle Jeff Green is, Fury, and in the same way that I think everybody loves Jeff Green, everybody loves Samuel L.
Yeah.
Jackson.
Yeah.
That's
Green
true.
loves Samuel L.
That's
Jackson.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
That's a really great pick, man. That's a great pick for
Thank
us.
you.
Man, Jeff Green. The pick here went through me off. I was thinking of someone and I forgot. It's okay. So he's not an Avenger. I'm not gonna go full Avengers. Just just analogize for Jeff Green. I'm gonna compare him to Loki. So why?
Ooh,
Because
interesting take.
I mean, Jeff Green has been everywhere, right? And Loki has been everywhere in his Loki series. So he's been everywhere. He's been in
he
China.
did.
He's
Yeah,
been
he-
back in time.
Yeah.
He's been in a fucking moon or whatever. Right? He's been at the end of time. And Jeff Green is basically like that. He's been with Boston. He's been with the Clippers. He's been with Memphis Wizards, right? So yeah, I'm just gonna compare their journeys, right? So
I see.
I'm probably gonna,
That's
you can also
amazing.
say that for Ishmael, who's
Yeah,
with the
Ish
Nuggets as well.
He's a
Right.
variant. Ish
Yeah.
Smith is a variant.
Yeah, it's a variant. Yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure. It's a
That's a good
variant.
point. That's a
Yeah.
good point. Anyway, whoever thought of this segment, genius. That was me, actually.
Yeah.
Um,
This was funny. Yeah, that was good.
Anyways,
Yeah.
I love this little segment that we had. I wish
Yeah.
Epic was here. actually.
Yeah.
I would have loved to hear his choices, and
yeah.
I would love to see his reactions on my reasonings with my picks. But hopefully we'll get him in episode 5.
Next
So-
time, probably,
Yeah.
yeah.
Jersey
Hopefully
shorts.
he's-
Yep, that's true. The Jersey Shorts is back after a week of no content. We're back, and stay tuned because we got a lot of things, a lot of interesting things planned out. So subscribe, like, and share this podcast to your loved ones because you never know. I don't know.
They might
Just
get
shooting
snapped
blanks
out
again.
of existence.
Yeah.
That's true.
You can't say shooting blanks because the audience would think that you're unable to make children or something, right?
That's my bad. Anyways, we'll end this.
All right.
We'll end this episode 4.
Yeah.
It has been a blast. Peace.
Respect on Black Widow's name.